What? Think you can tell us what to do? Think you can tell us what to win? Think you better get ready to bow to the master.
Why not, right?
On the next episode of Breaking Bad. Sorry, too soon.
The airport definitely told him what to do.
X-Pac better call Saul. Oh, that's all.
I gotta tell you, before you even get into the whole intro and deal,
absolutely,
I am so fucking devastated by this news. Because from everything we've known, he's been doing so well for so long. And I was afraid when China died that was going to be what brought him back to the drugs. And I don't know if it did or it went that far back because it's been over a year now. But damn, dude, meth, really? I mean, the weed, go for it, man. Smoke it all day. Dude. You know, and he was looking good. And I've had the pleasure of working some shows with him. And I you know, I mean, we're not friends or anything, but he recognizes me now, and he's always been really cool. And I remember the first time I met him was in Rhode Island, and we were there real early. We had a table set up, and it was my first one there, and he was one of the first guys to walk in and start setting up his table, and it's like 45 minutes before the crowd's going to come in. And at that time, I was still a little green in these kind of situations. So right away, my instinct was, hey, while his back is turned to the room and he's putting things on his table, I'm going to run up and tap him on the shoulder and be like, hey, dude, can I get a picture?
Dude, and that is a way to get, like, your block knocked off by some, like, if you're sneaking. You just snuck up on a martial arts master?
I know, dude, the 1, 2, 3 kid. But
he should have roundhouse kicked you.
But I will tell you this. He turned around. He said, what's up? Gave me a pound, gave me a bro hug. He's like, what's this all about? Told him about the company. He was like, bro, that's fucking awesome. Let's take a picture. And we took a picture, and he was just cool as shit. And from then on, you know, we've been pretty cool. So, you know, it sucks to hear shit like this. You know, weed's one thing, man. But, you know, the meth, like, dude.
But the good news is, if there's good news out of this, from listen, this is according to something that he said briefly, like online or on Twitter or some kind of weird statement. But he wasn't doing it. Apparently, he was just transporting it, which I guess in the grand scheme of things is better.
Come on, dude. I mean,
everybody's just transporting.
Hey, I'm just telling you what the guy said.
Listen, he wasn't booked with intent to sell, so it's not like, you know what I'm saying, he had enough to transport as if he was trying to make a deal of some sort. So you're not going to take the chance of risking your own life and going to jail for trying to cross the border for somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
For such a small amount, yeah.
Right. It just doesn't make sense to me, and it's a damn shame.
Yeah. Well, it is. You can make jokes and make light of it. That's kind of how people deal with stuff like this. It's not an easy situation. You know, it might be easier to just kind of crack a couple jokes, you know, next time on Breaking Bad, whatever. And, you know, that helps you deal. But I've talked to him briefly on Twitter. We've had interactions back and forth. Nothing major, just like marky stuff, talking about Raw or whatever. But he's an accessible guy online. If you go to Twitter and you say something to him, he's probably going to take time to respond, which is great. And he's had a history of issues. So, I mean, that you hope that whatever this is a temporary thing. Like Jake's relapsed a bunch of times, and he's gotten back to it and stuck to it, which is, it's not a relapse if you stick to the program or you stick to the plan. So hopefully it's just a hiccup in his overall life's plan and not a complete stop. So more power.
But in the interim, considering the fact that everyone was worried that he may have been dead over the weekend, I think we can celebrate that.
Yeah, that's people thinking you're dead is never a good thing. So remember, folks, even if you're in the middle of being arrested for possession of narcotics, you should probably still call somebody and let them know where you are.
Yeah, check in every so often.
Right? Yeah.
Maybe use that as your one phone call.
Yeah, you get one phone call. You call somebody, be like, go to my Twitter, tell them where I am. You know, there you go. That's all you need. But TMZ picked up on it, so the whole freaking world knows now. Once TMZ picks up on it, it's basically public record.
I'm glad that didn't happen because I really don't have enough. I don't have time for another wrestling death right now. You know.
Yeah, no, that's not. We never look forward to those.
We just lost Rosie like what 2 weeks ago. You know.
Yeah, and yesterday was 13 years ago. Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Dinner with Lex Luger did not work in her favor that evening.
No.
Oh God.
No, that is the story is they were at dinner and
Choked to death, I know, but my God.
I see the fucked up thing is if I said it was green beans, wonderful. Oh.
But you know what the worst part about was?
You can say that she didn't have the total package. Yeah.
All right, somebody mute Ryan. No, I'm just kidding.
Did you ever hear Luger's 911 call though with Elizabeth?
God, no.
They're telling him what to do to resuscitate her, and he's going, I can't, just get somebody here. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, she might have already been dead.
Up like that, Probably,
what, Ryan?
He was probably on something when he was freaking the fuck out.
Absolutely. I know, but it's just so sad because they said she was alive when they got there.
Oh, Jesus, that's even worse. Yeah, I'm trying to see. There's something going on with Steve's setup.
Yeah.
So while we wait for Steve, 13 years. It's funny to think how quickly that 13 years went by.
Really,
He's crazy.
And even like this kind of ties into something I was talking about with you guys over the messages. Is like especially in wrestling, because fads and trends and people come so quickly and go so quickly. You think about 13 years, sure, it is a long time, but then in wrestling terms, I mean, that's like WCW just went out of business. If you look at it that way, TNA just maybe was in business. Ring of Honor was maybe in business. Mm-hmm. And in 13 years, so much has happened that those guys who were on those Ring of Honor shows are now main eventing WWE shows. And we have a whole generation of lost guys there in the middle, like the 2007, 2008 roster. And how far, you think about a guy, Michael Tarver. Shit, what happened to that guy? There's just a generation of middle kind of, they're like our new generation guys. It's like, whatever happened to TL Hopper? I know TL Hopper. I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean? It's like one of those things where we have our own generation of kind of lost wrestlers, where like the new generation era was kind of a down era, and they tried some new things and some stuff got over and some didn't. But we're kind of at a different point because everybody is over. It's different degrees of what is over now. Like, what got over in 97 doesn't get over now. It's not big. It's not. We've gone past the muscly guys. I mean, look at what we had in the ring there for the main event on Raw.
That's crazy.
We had 4 guys that I consider. I'm throwing Dean Ambrose in there too. 4 guys who are not necessarily big guys. Finn is the smallest of them, maybe.